week-long time of Lay Evangelism School begins here at Olive Baptist Church. This morning we've planned some testimonies in each of the services, and Lori Maxwell is going to come and share with us. She's been involved in Lay Evangelism School, and we hope and pray that you too will be involved in Lay Evangelism School as we learn how to share the faith and then go and tell others. Lori, thank you for coming to share with us today. You come at this time and share your heart with us.
Well, good morning. His sermon last Sunday morning was perfect timing on overcoming fear, because I've been very fearful about getting in front of you guys and talking. And you know what fear is? What he said is the agitated state of mind that cripples us from looking any further than the hardship itself. And that's one of the greatest fears as a Christian that we have, is telling others about Jesus. And that's how the Lay Evangelism class has helped me to go out and tell others about Jesus. We shouldn't be, like the pastors mentioned before, a one-talent Christian where we go and bury the gospel in the backyard. It's just real important. Even if you never, ever go out on Monday night visitation, I just really encourage you to take this class, because there's lost people all around you. Your coworkers, your loved ones. I mean, it's just really important that you learn how to share it without bruising the fruit. That's what's helped me, you know. I mean, it's taught me the principles of how to share with others. It's very important that we do that. I have to confess that when Brother Ted would always say, Monday night visitation, y'all come out, I would just kind of tune him out and think, oh, that's just for the pastor and his staff and the older Christians. But it's our responsibility as a Christian to go and tell. It's our obligation to do that. So I would encourage you, I challenge you to go and sign up and take the class. I mean, you can use it in your everyday life. It's just so important. I have with me my precious new friend of mine I made one Monday night, where God had already prepared the way to her house. It was just really uncanny how it happened. The card had already been picked up. I was late getting there. My other two team members had already picked up the card, and she's a single parent like myself. And it was just so simple how God had prepared the way for me to witness to her, and she was saved that night. And I want Ann to just share a few words of what it's meant to her.
This is new to me. I have never been into church until 2 months ago in my whole life. And so it was a real big thing for me to have somebody walk in my house, because otherwise I always just kind of shut the door and went, yeah, well, you know. And so it was really something special to me, because I've been searching for a really long time for something that just wasn't there. And that night when she came, for whatever reason, I let her in, and normally I don't do that. And so it's got to be something special. If all of y'all get into it, or one person does, and one person is brought to it, to the Lord like I was, it is worth it. I have 2 kids, and it's surprising how much this church has changed my 2 little ones, and especially with not having a father around. And it has helped them, it has helped me, and if one person is helped by people being able to go to this school, it's worth it. I just thank the Lord that she came, because otherwise I'd still be lost.
As a part of our Lay Evangelism School, we have had different individuals who have been a part of that school who have come to share a word of testimony with them. And we're going to hear tonight from Debbie Lambert, and probably right up next to going to the home of a person that you do not know and sharing Jesus Christ with them. The nervousness that is developed as you approach that door, probably some greater nervousness than that, is that of sharing what that is like with the congregation. So you pray for Debbie as she comes and shares a word of testimony with us. Debbie.
Well, I guess where to start, huh? Where it started for me was in 1980, when God saved me from drug and alcohol addiction and made me a child of His. When I first heard about the Lay Evangelism School, that was an opportunity for me to learn how to share my testimony and how to share what it means to be a Christian. So I ventured out into that, and I had no idea of the joy that God had in store to pour out on me. I had the great opportunity of meeting Ray and Kay Brown. They have been a blessing to this church. If y'all don't know them, get to know them. They're dedicated not only to telling people about Jesus and witnessing, but to teaching us how to do that. They're dedicated to doing that. And I appreciate that. I thank God for them, and I pray for them. They've been a real influence in my life, and they continue to encourage me as I go out and try to witness to people. I've had the opportunity of going out with both of them, and if you've ever been out doing this, it's a challenge every time you go out. It's a different story. We had a session, like I guess 4 or 5 classes, and at the end, at the very last one, Ray had prayer, and he said, those of you that would ask the Lord to give you 6 people this year to lead to the Lord, raise your hand. And I was one of those. And that was just a few months ago. Not very long at all. I'm not sure exactly when, but it wasn't very long ago. And so far, the Lord has blessed me in being a part of leading 4 people to the Lord. This past summer, I was on vacation. I was in Mississippi, and I have an uncle that's a Baptist minister. And he has 35 membership in his church, 35 people. And he asked me to share my testimony that Sunday night. And through this lay evangelism school, it has given me the courage and the boldness that I need to do that. And so I was glad to do that. And one little girl prayed and accepted Christ that night. It was just, it's just, you just walk off the ground every time it happens, But another time, we went out to visit a couple, and they weren't home. Every time I've been out visiting before, it's like, well, okay, tell them we stopped by from Olive Baptist Church, and we'll stop by again to see them. Well, this is not what Ray Brown says. Now, Ray Brown is one of the boldest men that I've met, and you can tell he's really been an influence on me. He says, talk to whoever answers the door until they shut the door. So that's what we try to do. Well, it was a young girl. She was 16 or 17 years old. She was a cheerleader. And it brought back a lot of memories for me, because my oldest daughter was a cheerleader. So I asked her 2 questions. These 2 questions that are on this booklet. Now, Julie, if you die tonight, do you know you'd spend eternity in heaven with God? She said, no, I don't. She was real jittery. So I asked her the second question. I said, Julie, if you're standing before God tonight, and he said, Julie, why shall I let you into heaven? What would you say to him?